Hi, JC. I'd like to ask you a few health screening questions about alcohol, nicotine, tobacco, and other drugs that we're asking all of the students that are enrolled in our school-based health center. There'll be no written record of your answers that include information that personally identifies you. Anything you tell me will be kept as confidential as possible. One instance where this information would not be kept confidential is if you say something that indicates that there's an immediate risk to either you or someone else. In any case, we would work together to figure out next steps and how to best support you together. Do you understand?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Is it okay to ask you these questions?
Sure.
During the past 12 months, on how many days did you drink more than a few sips of beer, wine, or any drink containing alcohol?
0.
During the past 12 months, on how many days did you use any marijuana? And when I say marijuana, that's cannabis, weed, oil, wax, or hash. It also doesn't matter if it's medical cannabis or the retail cannabis.
0.
During the past 12 months, on how many days did you use anything else to get high, like other illegal drugs, pills, prescriptions, or over-the-counter medications, or things that you sniff, huff, vape, or inject?
0.
During the past 12 months, on how many days did you use a vaping device containing nicotine or flavors, or use any tobacco products? Some examples could include e-cigarettes, mods, pod devices like a Juul, disposable vapes like a Puff Bar, e-hookahs, traditional cigarettes.
Yeah, I've never tried any of those.
Okay, and have you ever ridden in a car driven by someone else or yourself who was high or had been using alcohol or drugs?
No, I haven't.
Thank you for answering these questions, JC. I appreciate how open and honest you've been. Now I'd like to take a moment to go over your responses together. Is this okay with you?
Yeah, that sounds good.
So you shared that you haven't used any substances or alcohol or used any products containing nicotine or tobacco or driven or ridden in the car with someone who has. What are some of the reasons that you've decided not to engage in any kind of use?
Well, track and field is my sport, and I've been doing it since middle school. I'm starting to look at different colleges and sports scholarships, and it's really important to me that I don't do anything that could slow me down or take my focus away from the goal of competing at the college level.
Sounds like your goals in your future are really important to you.
Yeah, and I have a younger sister who's into everything that I'm into.
So your family's another reason you're making a conscious choice to stay substance free.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just trying to be a good example for her.
Thank you, JC. That's really commendable. Even though you aren't using any alcohol or substances, a goal of this screening is to have open conversations with students about some of the things that might make it difficult to remain substance free down the line, and to talk about some of the risks that using during adolescence carries. Can you think of a scenario where it might be hard for you to say no if someone offered you alcohol or one of the other substances that we talked about?
I think if I was with friends and I didn't feel like I could come up with a good excuse to not to in the moment.
That's a good example. Could you share what you know about how alcohol and substances can affect you during your teen years?
I mean, I don't really know that much, just that it's supposed to be bad for you and your brain, and it can affect your grades and stuff. And then obviously, a lot of it is illegal.
Yeah, that's accurate. Using alcohol, cannabis, tobacco, and other substances during adolescence can interfere with your ability to think, process, and learn new information. This is especially true for teenagers because your brain is still developing and using substances can impact your judgment. Some folks also end up facing legal consequences related to their use. like you mentioned. Can I share a bit more with you about why avoiding substances during your teen years is so important?
Yeah, definitely. I do need to get back to class soon. It is almost time for lunch.
That's fair, JC. I'm not going to make you miss your lunch. Okay, so some kids might use alcohol or other drugs to manage difficult feelings like anxiety or depression. But using those substances can actually make you feel even more anxious or more depressed. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I know it's not good for me. I guess I didn't realize it can make me feel worse if I'm already feeling bad, though. I definitely don't want that.
It's great that you're committed to your goals, that you care about being a good role model, and that you're making safe decisions around your health and well being.
Thank you.
At some point, you might feel pressure to drink, vape, or try other substances. And I want you to know that we can always talk about that. In the future you do ever find yourself in an uncomfortable situation around these topics, I'm here to help you out. This office is a safe space for you to bring up any concerns that you might have around substances or anything else that comes up for you.
Thanks, I'll keep that in mind.
Of course. And I promise we're wrapping up, but I've asked you a lot of questions today. Do you have any questions about what we talked about that I can help answer?
No, I don't think so. Thank you so much, Rob, but it's good to know that I can always come to you if I need to.
Well, thank you, JC. I appreciate you being patient, open, and honest with me. It's been great to get to know you a little better. Now go ahead and enjoy your lunch and the rest of your day.